Welcome to Profiles in Eccentricity, a show about weirdos. With your hosts, John Fahey, Aaron Peter, and Matt Brousseau.
Hello, folks. Welcome to Profiles in Eccentricity. It's a show about weirdos, doggone it. My name is John Boy. It is John Boy time. I am your host, John Fahey. Joining me, as ever, is the Skeet Lovers Pizza, Michelangelo's David Duchovny, and Aaron Joseph Pita.
That's me.
That's me.
And the truth is out there.
And I want to believe.
And I want to believe. And I got somebody that I can believe in.
Yeah?
He's to my right. Your left.
Handsome Matt Brousseau, the gall with it all?
Es Miller tiempo.
The Frenchman henchman?
That's me.
It is Miller time. Es Miller time. That's for the Dia de los Muertos fans out there.
How do they do it? How do they know?
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
I could take this anywhere. Any language.
Oh, yeah. That's your passport, baby.
Yeah.
It's your vaccine passport.
That's right.
Uh-huh. I do want to say real quick, on the last Patreon, folks, we have $5 a month extra show per week if you want to hear a lot more of this type of stupidity. It's all yours.
And how?
We talked about DC's great thing, the Teen Titans.
The Teen Titans.
And how I like to call them the Teen Tight Ones.
Yeah,
Oh.
but with the abbreviation.
But the Titans, like use a good in.
Yeah. Youngin.
A youngin. A Titan.
Yeah, these are the Teen Titans.
Oh,
the preteen Titans.
Use a Titan on account of your age.
Oh. And build.
Teen Titan. So we got a letter from a Teen Titan.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
And he said, "Hey guys, I just wanted to say I'm a huge fan of the show. I would totally subscribe on Patreon if I could, but unfortunately I am a poor, simple piss merchant who may or may not be 15.
Oh.
Anyway, the point is due to some unfortunate circumstances, I have been stuck in the hospital for 25 days now.
Aw.
But listening to your podcast on repeat has helped me get through it, as it has helped me through so many rough patches of my life."
Oh my God.
And then he says, "I'll always be one of your sinners, Aaron."
Sinners. He is healing.
They're ready.
Pretty soon my sinner will be all up on the mend.
And then he's
ready to sin again.
And he goes, "I hope your retards have a great night." A smiley face.
Did he say the R word?
Yes.
I take it all.
You won't stand.
I'm just kidding. Oh, he probably can't even stand right now.
He probably pronounces it retard.
Oh.
Simply retarded.
Well, and this was, who was this?
This is our friend Aiden Sanders.
Aiden.
Hold on, wait. And he said, also in one of the episodes, Matt, you mentioned that you used to live in Wellfleet, Mass. I'm from Orleans, which is a few towns down the Cape from there.
Oh, okay. I hope I didn't mention that because that's a lie.
You didn't say that.
No, I'm from Western Massachusetts.
Right, I thought so, yes.
Yes, and I enjoyed the theme song for the Hartford Whalers, which maybe I conflated those two one day.
Classic
Was it
mix-up.
Whale
Yeah.
Fleet? Wellfleet?
Wellfleet.
Wellfleet. Is that like when you give yourself one of those enemas? The fleet
If
enemas?
you're lucky, if you do it right.
I'm Wellfleet.
Otherwise,
I'm Wellfleeted
Otherwise,
now.
it's a mess.
It's when
It's called a Southie.
Oh.
So he sent me a bunch of like really stupid like memes and pictures then. And then he goes, "Also, sorry, the other day I was high as fuck from all the meds in here." And I was like, "Oh no, dude, I loved your message."
Yeah, it was great. Send us some of your meds.
Yeah.
You got the fucking P.O. box.
And yeah, so anyway, that was really, really sweet.
We have a B.O. box.
Aiden, thank
Sending
you for
you well
listening.
wishes.
Yeah, so I hope you're out of the hospital. He said
Yes.
he was supposed to be out tomorrow.
By the time this airs.
Well, no, he said that Thursday. So Aiden, let us know how it's going, man.
Yeah, pics.
Hello.
Hi. Hello.
Get well soon. Get better every day.
Aaron, you have what looks to be.
I've got an update. Beep, 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 beep. Tattoo update.
Hit
Beep,
me.
beep, beep, beep. Coming across the desk. Oh, wow. What's this? Wow. Hot off the presses.
Wow, this guy knows his news.
Yeah.
Check
This
the fax machine.
John, give me 500 words on version. This is, how do I do that? That's the latest version with
looks so
Cooper
good.
Milholland and James Dylan Becks.
Collab-
Is it
collab.
showing up in the camera feed?
I will.
Will you just throw it on the YouTube or
Yeah.
something? And then this will go up on the Instagram shortly. I'm going to be in contact with a couple of tattoo artists
Very good.
in the area. I'm going to send them this. And I also apparently have to send a picture of the part of the body I want it on.
Interesting.
Oh, dude.
I'm gonna
you were
throw my upper thigh in there, more
Yeah.
my thigh, the quadricep area as probably the area of choice for this.
Yes.
But I'm also gonna have just like
Side ball.
side tip.
Side ball is
yeah.
nice.
Yeah, you were born to send pictures of
Yeah,
your
it-
body parts.
Yeah,
Do
I
you-
was.
Yeah.
I
You
and
think girls get excited about side ball like we get excited about side boob?
I think that they get excited for cock neck, like cock cleave, shaft,
Oh, shaft.
cleavage shaft. Like,
Shaft.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear
I'm
they-
just talking about shaft.
I hear they like pictures of balls in seatbelts too.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
when
yeah.
the seatbelt is right in between and cuts them.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah.
What the fuck is that in?
When girls wear a seatbelt and it goes right across their tits and you can just see.
Oh, the taters. Yes.
yeah,
Yes.
that,
Yes. Yes.
you
Yes.
got a lot of
Yeah,
haters.
thank you for.
Taters.
I hear girls like it when your balls are cold and you can see the outline in your underwear of your balls and nipples.
Huh?
Well, you better milk it.
Oh God.
That means it's time.
Your
to
balls
milk
don't have nipples, John?
This is the worst. It's the worst.
I'm sorry.
Anyway,
I tried.
go get your tattoo.
I'm going to. I'm going to.
I'm about to.
Damn, they really fucking. The Duke Coveney face is so good.
Really good.
And the pee-pee's pretty good too.
Yeah, the pee-pee looks nice.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just a pee-pee.
Man, if only we could see the dumper.
Well, I mean, maybe we get it rendered on the reverse for my.
Exactly.
That's a
Yeah,
good
yeah.
idea.
Coming
Like,
and going.
From the front, and then in the back, you see the rear of the statue.
Yeah.
You know, never talks about that.
And
but
he should have
great
like a
ass.
huge back piece that's like, I want to believe and all that shit.
No, it's a picture of me.
Oh, that would be the one. A tattoo of you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, doing
The Mr. Skin thing.
doing your
Is that Mr. Skin? Is that Steve-O stole that from Mr. Skin?
No, that's just Steve-O being Steve-O.
It should be you in the turtleneck. It should be that picture.
Oh, the turtleneck and gold chain
Yeah.
from Magic Castle?
No.
From your-
The,
Oh, the Heath Barcelona thing?
yeah.
This?
Mm-hmm.
Where it says cuck?
Yeah.
All right.
That's pretty good stuff.
Yeah,
It's fucking hot.
I like that a lot.
Now, Matt, I understand you have some kind of a profile in
Oh.
No?
Oh, I mean, I know I said, oh.
Eccentricities are for kids?
Yeah. What? Yes.
Yeah.
Rabbits.
All these eccentric children.
fucking rabbits.
Rabbits, man. I've seen this book.
Yeah. Well, you gave me this book, didn't you?
That's right.
Did you wrap it? You just gave it to me. I can't remember.
I wrapped it.
It doesn't matter.
It's a wrap.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So this
Good
is
book.
It does what it says it will.
Great
It
story.
says this is Clifford Pickover, Strange Brains and Genius.
Strange
So,
brain.
you know,
Any bad brains?
no, I don't think there's a single non-white person in this, much less a punk magician. Or
Yes.
musician.
White people have the luxury of being eccentric
Yes, exactly.
instead of in jail or homeless.
Yep.
Well, that's what happens.
Yep.
We've had some eccentrics on the show. Come on.
Yes, I know that. I'm really leaning into our critics.
Do we have critics?
Nah, fuck them.
Of course we do.
Do we?
Why aren't there,
They suck.
why aren't there any on there? I don't know.
Why aren't there any
Oh
what?
no one
Fill in
even,
the blank.
any of our critics, no one gets far enough to complain about what people we don't have on.
Yeah.
They're too busy just complaining
Yeah.
about us. That's which
Yeah.
is, you know,
Yeah.
that's fine.
Like, stop talking about cum, you guys. Never.
That's why I'm here.
Tone down the lecherousness. What?
I don't even know what that means. How can I tone it down? I don't know what that means.
All right, so what do you got for me?
Okay, so a thinker and a stinker. I promised that on the page.
Oh, that's right. Oh, does he?
Does he drink pee?
Guys, I can't just tell you that off the bat.
He can't.
Come on, guys.
Come on.
Come on, guys.
Can I?
Come on by.
Come on by, guys. We start November 3rd, 1893. Cornwall Gardens, England. Where else? Not New Jersey. Even though that's the Garden State.
Yeah.
You guys get it. This man's parents, English Jews, and his father was a lawyer.
English Jews.
Jewish English people.
Got it.
It seems just easier to say it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His name was Geoffrey.
Geoffrey.
His father was a lawyer, and Geoffrey Pyke was his name. And his father was a lawyer, and seemingly well regarded, it seemed. But when Geoffrey's father was 5, Geoffrey's father died.
Fuck.
Yeah, and the role of head of the household
Went to Geoffrey.
fell to Geoffrey.
The 5-year-old.
Yes, and his mother, by the 2 accounts I've read, the other one I should mention is The Ingenious Geoffrey Pyke by Henry Hemming.
Oh, you're smart.
I didn't say that.
He wasn't like, I have 2 mortgage on the house.
I did the reverse mortgage.
I took over Daddy's estate.
The man from Austin Powers gave me the reverse mortgage.
Reverse one.
Yeah. So I don't think he did that at 5. But for the 2 accounts I read, his mother never looked for work and constantly complained about money. So,
what? Because the 5-year-old was running things?
well, I guess she didn't like the job he was doing.
Well, you're spending it all,
Jewish
right?
mothers, huh?
It's not like he was making a lot of money.
He's like, I'm stockpiling Play-Doh. There's big money in this shit, man. Damn it.
You'll see.
I'm eccentric. Where can I summon one of these eccentric children?
To be honest, I do eat some of the Play-Doh.
Shut up, Mom.
Mommy, huh? Sorry.
That's okay.
He was trying to suck on some tit.
Yeah.
So he took care. He was the head of the household. Took care of his siblings until he was old enough to go to public school.
Wait, how old were his siblings?
He
14?
had 2 other siblings, and they were both younger than him.
Okay.
Oh, shit.
So this Daddy Pyke was just busting nuts and then croaked.
Because he knew he was going to go.
Yeah. He said, "You got to do this now."
He's like, I got chest pains. I need to...
Deuces.
Okay, so we don't know how he's taking care of things yet.
No, there wasn't really
dealing
much. And it's interesting. This book from Aaron, The Strange Brains and Genius, was one of the main sources of this guy's entire life. Because I couldn't find any. Did I find any? And then this larger book by Henry Hemming is a little more thorough. But there's really not much. There wasn't much known about this guy until about 10 years ago.
And is there a reason for that? Or is there some diaries on Earth or
I
something?
think it'll become clear.
Okay, got it.
People get lost. And yes, I didn't see anything that specific about his childhood, other than probably dumb. I don't know, walking people along the streets. Was that a thing kids did for money back then?
Walking people along the streets like dogs.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, people walking.
Yeah.
Well, in London in the fog,
Mhm.
they would get paid to help people through the fog because they were short enough.
Step in the shit.
But I don't think he was there. Anyway.
Seeing eye children.
Yes, in essence, yes.
Got it. I say, I need to get me one of them small Jewish boys to walk me around the streets. Fog is so high up here, I need someone of a diminutive stature to walk me around the potholes and human detritus and horse shit and piss along the streets.
And, I think part of it was that he never wrote. Well, he did actually. Anyway, but that he never wrote about his childhood, as far as I could tell, very much. So he was old enough to go to public school, and he was sent to Wellington College, a public school for children of army officers. And you remember, college in England does not mean what it does here.
University.
Right.
Yeah.
They have a thing called university, that's right. And according to Hemming, Henry Hemming, Pyke was the first ever practicing Jew at the school. In the history of this school,
How'd they feel about that?
well, he wore different clothes and his meals had to be made separately so they were kosher.
Nice.
And as you can imagine, the kids were incredibly kind about this.
Yes.
And they would...
Understanding.
Totally reasonable.
They would go running with him every afternoon on a soiree called the Jew Hunt.
No.
Yes.
Oh, God. And what do they do when they get him?
Well...
They fuck him?
Oh, God.
No, they didn't know about that yet, but they would beat him when they caught him.
Okay. So what age is this?
I'm going to say that's bad.
Yes.
It is bad. Yeah.
He's
Very good.
probably a 7, 8, 9.
Oh,
There's that.
God.
7, 8, 9, nice.
So there was that. Also, he thought the teachers were pretty unimaginative.
What, with the way they beat him?
Well, knowing
Every day it's a ruler, a yardstick, or a spoon, an area, a switch, or a boat. I mean, these guy
Or
these guy are really unimaginative with the beatings. I'll say.
They're rather fucking unimaginative with the lesson plans, isn't they? I was running my father's estate at 5 years old, for God's sake. I mean, spice it up a bit, eh?
I'm falling asleep in it.
Good thing I've got to be arrested for the Jew hunt later.
Gotta stretch my legs out.
Oh, fucking Carl Lewis, mate. Blowing the fuck out, mate. They're gone. They'll never catch me. Eat kosher, love. You do better.
Even George Orwell later, who went there, he described the school as, quote, beastly.
Oh, nice.
So not exactly time of your life.
Well, that's where he got the idea for Animal Farm.
Yes, exactly.
You fucking pigs, I'll show you.
Not you, Jew. I know you're not a pig. It's not kosher.
Not you, Jew?
Yeah, it's nice to not be a pig.
Okay,
And
yeah.
they don't eat them and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I'm nothing but praise on my end.
So when he had vacations from the school, he would go home and try to make money. And then in his off time, he would spend time in his uncle's. His uncle had a chemistry lab. He would spend time in his uncle's chemistry lab.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Okay.
probably looking for gold or some shit.
Oh, anti-Semite. On his off time, he'd make money. On his other off time, he'd start to try and make gold.
Well, probably just a
I'm talking about chemistry.
No, I think alchemy.
Jackass.
Yeah.
Alchemy.
No, I think it was just to shut his mother up. She was always, I don't need my money, do we? This is such a drag. Don't worry, mummy, I'll get you some. Bye.
So things go on like this for a couple of years, and then eventually he's allowed to. His mom allows him to go home, come back home, and get a private tutor. And I couldn't find I didn't see anything about where they paid for this. Who knows? But
Well, that fucking Jewish alchemy you were talking about.
She did, according to Hemming, she did bother her family a lot for money. So maybe she got it from them.
Not even ask. She just bothered them.
Yeah. And so eventually he gets a private tutor. He goes off to Cambridge and he studies law while he's at Cambridge. And he rarely ever went home. And after at this point in his life, he almost never practiced any sort of Judaism.
Huh.
But one time his classmates were visiting him, unbeknownst to him. They stopped by his house when he was visiting home. And they found him dressed in his mother's clothes, entertaining the kids. Because apparently she wasn't anywhere to be found.
He was dressed up like her?
Maybe it was a joke, or maybe that was...
Maybe that's just... Maybe he's a freak. Maybe he's a pervert. Maybe that's something that he enjoys. But also maybe he's,
Maybe they need.
Maybe it's funny.
Baby bird needs to see mama bird.
Yeah, they need to imprint.
I mean, that's the ideal time I'd like my class to stop by. Is when I'm dressed up in my mother's clothing, entertaining tiny children.
Yes.
Oh, we weren't expecting visitors.
Geoffrey's not here. Would you like tea?
He smashes a meringue on his face and gives it doubtfire.
You're not on a hunt, are you?
No Jews here.
So 1914, he's age 20. He's World War I is breaking out, as you know, and he goes to this newspaper, the Daily Chronicle, and he says, hey, I'll sneak into Germany and give you guys reports from Berlin, and
Just as me mum.
and I'm not sure exactly what his motivation for this was, other than it was an idea he had,
Yeah.
and
I'll get a wife from the Jew hunts over there.
Yeah, I love people getting ideas. Oh, that's great.
And they say, sure, why not? I mean, fuck it. This guy's going to sneak into Germany, and we don't have any English reporters there because they won't allow us. So here we go. So he's made a special correspondent. And according to Hemming, he leaves his soon-to-be pregnant wife. Her in England. I couldn't find it. Pickford
Who got her pregnant?
doesn't mention the pregnancy. So it may be that one of them
He leaves his soon-to-be pregnant wife.
Well, because she doesn't know she's pregnant yet.
Oh, it's not like he left and she got
or
pregnant.
Maybe. But according to Pickford,
She's future pregnant.
that's not mentioned, but it is with him.
He's got the tachyonic sperm.
yeah. Yeah. They're waiting.
And they came so hard they went back in time.
Yeah. Oh, God, that's good.
So he thinks about this whole plan. He says, how do I get into Germany? No English reporters have been able to get in. And he's like, okay, well, who are they letting into Germany? And he goes through this whole thought process in his head. And he goes, well, I can't go, through France. So he devises this plan. And what he does is he buys a German suit. He buys an Austrian hat. He fakes an American accent. And then he goes to Scandinavia.
Nice.
And in Scandinavia, he enters the American consulate and presents himself as a man named Raymond Eggleton.
Hello, I am Raymond Eggleton. I sure fancy German attire.
Nice country you have here.
Pilgrim.
Oh. Bet you're wondering where I got this hat. Austria.
Boy, do I love Bavarian shit. Say, you got a nice white country here.
Yeah.
So that one doesn't work. But then he goes.
Oh, you say.
He goes to another consulate.
Too confusing.
Just not that far, away. And there he's able to convince them that he is an American. They gave him an American passport.
It's just, all right, here you go. You say you are, you get one?
Mm-hmm.
That's fucking ridiculous.
Now, could you imagine the trouble we would have got in?
Because they didn't have pictures in it. They just had like paper and they were like,
sure.
He says that he's American.
And he's lost.
I mean, listen to that accent.
Yeah.
That must be St. Louis, California.
Yeah.
And so from there, he then takes a ferry into Germany.
Shit.
Jesus Christ.
Ferry into Germany, okay.
And he writes, he's into Germany, and he gets into Germany, so he writes about his journey, sends it home, and he doesn't speak German that well, or understand it that well, but he starts to learn how to hear it, at least, or understand what he hears. And basically what he reports is just stuff he hears on the street and what he hears in cafes.
A lot of anti-Semitism.
No, World War I.
I know. Just kidding.
Yeah,
A lot of young kids.
It certainly didn't exist before then.
Sure.
I think something's brewing over there. It ain't the Viennese coffee.
Could go bad.
We can ignore this for at least 2 decades.
And then 2 weeks before he's set to return, he gets picked up by German police.
Uh-oh.
Apparently,
Scheisse.
he doesn't know who, but apparently someone, either he gave himself away, or someone
He gave himself
ratted him out, and they think he's a spy.
He is.
I mean, he is, but he's not.
He's more
He's
an
just a reporter.
He's a reporter.
Okay, all right, but
He's
yeah.
a man about town.
Sure.
Yeah. And they put him in solitary confinement for 112 days.
Oh, God.
Did they give him his mother's dress or anything? Gotta have somebody to talk to.
No. They didn't give him books. They didn't give him paper. They weren't allowed him any of that. He spent the entire time doing arithmetic in his head. That's how he...
Good God.
And he said he reached a point, he said, quote, I no longer even had any rooted objection to insanity. I was fast getting to the point where doubt arises as to whether, after all, madness is not the true sanity.
Oh, like the Joker?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically.
You're all the crazy one.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, to them, that's true.
Well, in a sane world, the only sane reaction is insanity.
That's exactly right, Aaron.
That's the killing joke.
Not for kids.
No. I would recommend All-Star Superman or Why the Last Man, something like that.
Not for kids. God damn it.
So after 112 days, they send him off to a prison camp called Ruhleben. I believe it's called that.
Ruhleben?
Ruhleben.
Well, some rules were made to be broken, and some rules.
Okay. Yeah,
were
we
made
got
to
no.
be
I got it.
banned.
I got it.
So as soon as he gets there, he immediately plans to escape.
Oh, that's nice.
Yes.
Not tunnels.
No.
I thought it was right there in the name, sir.
Yeah, it's Ruhleben is German for escape place.
Yeah.
Escape place?
Yeah.
No, he was still going back to his old terrible
I was
joke.
going back. I was going back to the rule bending.
Oh, I was putting a terrible joke, a hat on that one.
Well, hat on a hat.
I mean, escaping is bending the rules.
Yes.
Well, yeah. Well, breaking it is successfully escaping.
Yeah. But trying to is bending.
That's right.
So while he's there, he talks to the other prisoners, and he asks them about, what are the escapes like?
Are there any ways out of here, fellas?
You guys who are stuck here.
Still with his American accent.
Do you guys know where all the emergency exits are?
Any fire alarms I can pull, Pilgrim? I'm sick. Can I go to the nurse's office?
So he talks to these guys, and he starts compiling the prison escape sat in his head. And they say, one of the things they said is that everybody, no one has been able to escape from this place. And he finds out that everybody who tried to escape escaped at night. So he says, well, then I won't escape at night.
Yeah.
I'll escape during the day.
Daytime.
And he's casing everything, and he finds that he's watching the guards, and he finds that the guards during the day, they look out, while at night they look in.
Aha.
They're very introspective.
Looking inwardly.
Mm-hmm.
I like that.
And in the yard area, there's like this no man's land that they're allowed to like hang out in.
DMZ.
Yeah, and there's a store hut there.
Store hut.
And he watches and he sees the guards don't really bolt it. They kind of just slam it and throw the bolt in. They don't really bolt it. And he's like, okay, there's an option. And then he discovers one more thing. He finds out that when you're in the store hut and the sun is setting and it's like 7 o'clock at night, that the light hitting the hut doesn't show off the whole hut, and you could hide in a corner. And and if someone opened the door, they wouldn't be able to see. So he befriends. He's eventually, as all this is happening, he's befriending this other Englishman, and they plan this escape. So as the sun is setting and the guards are turning, they run out to the store hut. They break off from prisoners going in before the guards have turned in yet. And as the guards are turning in, they're in the shed. And then one of the guards comes by to check the shed, but because of the setting sun, he doesn't see into the corners of the shed.
Fucking motherfucker.
Doesn't see them. And
It was blinding.
And so then they're able to break free from there once the sun goes down and get out but there's this giant field that they still have to cross. And in order to cross the field where there's a whole sentry spotlight, he invented 2 types of crawling.
Oh, he was a crawling pioneer.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
There's creepy crawling.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. There was what he called the crab crawl, and it's where you're kind of like on your elbows and knees and looking like a crab.
Do you
Sure.
sideways?
Yeah, I got it.
And the other one that he quote invented was the caterpillar, where you're basically just
Doing the worm.
yeah.
Like Scotty Too Hottie.
That's nice.
Yeah. And so that was so every step of the way he's
What is that?
and he's got
it
it-
looks like some sort of centipede or millipede. Perhaps it's a goozing situation out there. Never you mind. Look inward.
I say, dear chap, show me how to do that caterpillar. I've got the crab one down, lock. But how do I do the worm, my friend? This is his English companion.
yes. Matt Berry.
I'm in prison for Angloism.
I was also the spit man. Heard of me? You will. Forever.
Every 3 minutes.
Every 3 minutes.
And so he eventually escapes into the woods, and they run off, and they're able to get out back to, I believe it's Denmark. And he's hailed as a hero in England. Then he writes and publishes a memoir, which I could
A
not
hero
find.
for what? Escaping prison and
Yeah.
The new dance move.
Okay.
Yeah, and the caterpillar.
But I guess he reported some things back that made him a hero or something.
No, he reported that he had escaped.
Oh, and they were like,
Just
hell
the
yeah.
You got caught. Then you got
Yeah.
escaped. Now you're a hero.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
JFK, how'd you become a war hero? They sank my boat.
Yeah, a little bit different in this case.
I mean, yeah, I guess.
No, I know, but I see what you're saying. It wasn't.
Surviving 112 days of solitary is, I would say, an act of heroism. I
But he
suppose.
went mad.
No, he reached a point where he didn't.
I wish I was mad.
Yeah.
I was
Being mad would be out of sight.
Being mad would be a stone groove, man.
Good thing I'm not mad. I'm just wallowing here in my own feces and urine. I'm using it to compile haikus.
Never been more sane.
Never been more sane in my life. This pudding is good.
So he writes his memoir. They publish it. The newspaper, his Daily Chronicle, publishes it. Gets back to England, makes speeches about his time there. And one of the places that he made his speech was at Wellington. And while he's making his speech at Wellington, he says to them about his time in Germany. He says, "When things were at their worst in Germany, even when I was quite certain I'd be taken out and shot as a spy, I was never quite so unhappy, never felt so completely miserable, as I'd been when I was a boy here at Wellington."
Oh my God. Chaps, it only goes up from here.
I mean, you people are beastly.
Somebody's going to write a book about this.
No.
Until then, count your blessings. It's almost over.
Mark my words, pre-Nazi Germany was a walk in the park compared to this place. You twats! Everybody here can suck my dick.
I mean, you Jew hunters really gave these Germans a run for their money. And don't make any run for the money jokes at me. I'm very sensitive about it.
In 1918, he meets a woman named Margaret Chubb.
Chubb?
I knew that.
Chubb?
Peggy Chubb.
I knew I had to.
The
keep that in.
Peggy, the maggot Chubb.
God, she pegs the...
She chubs the...
She's pegging the chub.
She's pegging a chub. Pegging a chub and a peg.
She's like, if I found myself a titan.
You wouldn't happen to know any sort of caterpillar crawl or something like that? Or crab.
You've been doing the worm away from me.
You're gonna worm right into this log.
So he meets her, and around this time he decides to become a financier.
Ah, financier.
And he'd never put any study or thought into it before, but his reasoning was that, quote, I went into the city and spent a day watching men entering and leaving the stock exchange. All of them appeared ineffably stupid, and many of them were my relatives. And
That's really good.
Now, he seems like a witty fellow.
yes.
It does.
I really like that.
Yeah.
I like it too. There goes that chap there. I know he's dumb as bricks.
I used to dance in front of him in my mother's clothing. He loved it.
He gave me a $5 every 3 minutes.
Can you imagine that? Didn't even spit on me or rub his foot in my face or nothing. Chump.
No, he decides that he's going to study metal commodities.
Oh, the gold stuff you were talking about earlier.
No, but not gold.
Yeah, but
tin,
okay.
copper, and lead.
Oh, those are good ones too.
Those are fine metals.
And he decides he's going to just study them and see if he finds any patterns. And so he just that's his next plan of action. But before he's working on a plan, he's devising a plan. He's watching the markets. He's reading literature about these metals. And before he's devised a plan, though, him and Margaret go to Italy. And he's in great spirits. And he's having a great time. And so he pops the question.
Oh my God.
Whose kid is this?
The question he pops, and this is verbatim apparently, he said, "Margaret, will you fuck with me?"
What have you been doing this whole time, darling?
Yeah, but
Will you fucks with me?
Would you fucks with me?
Dude, that's so ahead of its time.
Yeah.
This guy's starting to grow on me.
Yeah.
Did she understand?
Did she get it? Did she get his streetwise slang?
Well, he said either she didn't hear or could not believe what he said, so he repeated the question. And,
I said, bitch, will you fuck with me?
and
I went to jail, man. I'm hard. I'm a different man now.
I ate turds. Turd ducking.
I ain't turd ducking. I went to Turkmenistan.
And he repeats the question, and she says, do you want me to say yes or no? And he says, yes, or I wouldn't ask you. And she says, do you think once would make any difference? Because I guess I hadn't done it yet. And he says, I don't know, perhaps that's the question. I hadn't thought it out. I just want to frightfully.
Oh, so
Very English.
he meant fucking,
Yes.
not the fuck in the colloquial fuck,
No, he meant, do you want to have sex?
Yes, of
Yeah.
course. Yeah,
Well,
but
there's also, I fucks with this, I fucks
are
with
you
that.
saying
That
that's
is-
also akin to proposing marriage?
No.
Oh.
Oh, because
He's
that's
ju-
how I would do it.
Oh, he's just trying to get laid.
You
Yeah.
say, will you...
Oh, well, that's not the question.
Yeah.
That's why it was a joke.
Oh, got it.
Oh, okay. Huh. Well,
Well,
this is a history podcast.
yeah.
So
I mean,
Okay.
try and keep it,
you did
accurate.
yeah, you don't have to be the Riddler about it. Or anything.
I'm sorry that you guys thought today's slang was the same they
I
used.
thought he was ahead of his time. Will you fuck with me?
Would you fuck me like on a permanent basis?
It's also
Yeah.
English.
Will you fuck with
on
me?
the day to day. Peggy, Chubb. Would you fuck with me on a permanent basis? I'm gonna propose that way.
Yeah, me too.
I'm gonna do it that way. I'm gonna be like,
I'm gonna
would you be fucking with me on a permanent basis? Huh?
So
on the regs
Mhm.
and on your rags.
she needs time to think about this, and they go back. They go back to England, and while they're there, he writes to her.
Now she's soon to be pregnant still.
No,
She's pregnant already.
no,
She's not pregnant.
no. They haven't had sex.
What happened to the soon to be pregnant bullshit? It's still
I believe
soon-
that was a different woman.
Oh.
But
Yes.
that's what Hemming writes that, but Pickford does not write that.
Oh, conflicting
So-
accounts.
Conflicting accounts are very nice.
Yes.
I love an
I
unreliable
like
narration.
mystery.
Yes.
Yeah. Just my journey into mystery. All right. Continue.
And so they go back to England, and they haven't seen each other for a bit. But he persists, and he writes to her. He tells a friend that he wrote to her, and he asked her one, if I might caress her breasts.
Oh God.
2, if I could see her private parts. 3, if she would masturbate me.
Oh God.
Oh God!
You know?
This guy's direct. Might it be your private parts?
Yeah.
What about my private parts?
He's doing the.
Might you masturbate?
Can I see one today?
Just one more thing. Would you mind masturbating me?
Would you masturbate me, love? I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I can't do it.
Show me how. I learned it by watching you.
I'd be right happy to.
It didn't work, but
Huh.
Oh, all that didn't work?
Yeah, it's-
Can I see your pussy and fondle your tits and will you jerk me off? Didn't work?
Dude, honestly,
John, different time. I know it would work today.
I know. Like a charm.
Yeah. That's so, that just gives him more time to work on his financial models. And he eventually figures out, some sort of equation type thing.
for titty,
And
vaginal economics, the supply chain of dick.
Yeah.
for tin, copper, and lead.
Mm.
And he puts it to work. And eventually, in 6 months, he makes £20,000, which is about $1.7 million today.
Jesus
Oh,
Christ.
God.
Yeah.
And she's over there rubbing her own tits.
Well, if she's lucky.
Now she's rubbing them. She's like, oh God, all these precious metals.
And he eventually reached a point where for every pound that the price of tin rose, he made 500 pounds.
Oh, God.
And at one point, he controlled a third of the world's tin supply.
Oh,
Jesus
wow.
Christ. Well, Oz didn't give nothing to the Tin Man that he didn't already have.
That's true.
Yes.
That's true. I think about that all the time.
I think about it every day.
I think about that every morning.
Could have said it better.
He just wanted a heart.
But you have heart, love. You're fine.
He already had a brain.
If I only.
So as you can imagine, I don't know if Margaret's this type of woman, but he does win her over. All
Yeah.
the tin probably helped.
Yeah, all the tin.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And
It's money.
I got a tin roof shack, baby.
Tin roof.
Ooh, you
Rusted. He had a love shack.
yeah, I don't know if you love it.
And he was putting glitter on her mattress.
And she was a titan.
Yeah.
Well,
What do you
she was a chub.
Yeah. She was all chubbed up.
So was he, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
Would you mind masturbating with chubby love? I got glitter on the mattress. I got me a Chrysler. You don't know what that is. It's as big as a whale. Tin roof, rusted. Go on.
No, she says yes. This time he does propose, and she says yes. And he says this is the first time he was ever really happy.
Aw.
Aw.
And she says, you've never been happy before. And he says, never that I can recall. I've learned to live without needing happiness. Which is one way of getting
That's an
through
easy
life.
way to get around.
I
That's a
suppose
good-
so.
Because once you need it, you get a taste of that happiness, and
that's true.
you're hooked.
That's it, baby. That's that,
You start-
daddy.
Then you'll do anything for it.
Yeah.
In 1921, they have a son. And he decides he wants to have his kid to have a perfect upbringing. So he builds him a school. I mean, in a townhouse.
Okay.
But,
like a one-person school? Or
No, but
a
he
schoolhouse?
expands into a school for all kinds of, like any
Riff-raff.
yeah, street trash. Not street trash. But he decides he wants to like rethink how schools work. No Jew hunts.
No, that's number one.
Yeah,
Not even
that's
like-
right out.
That's number one.
Yeah. But he also does things he puts weights on the seesaws so the kids can learn how fulcrums work. So he wants to see.
I thought it was to get swole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He wants kids to learn without knowing they're learning, right?
That's smart.
And the school's about investigative learning. So if a pet dies, the class dissects it. That type of thing.
Oh, wow.
And then they eat it. Nothing goes to waste.
Right, of course.
Aren't guinea pigs a delicacy in some places, like Italy or some shit?
I think they sacrifice it.
Mm-hmm. They make a wicker pig.
There was one kid in the school who spent his entire time in the school basically climbing underneath the floor and tracing the electrical system.
I thought you were going to say looking up the girls' skirts.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's weird.
That was,
There was an electrical system?
apparently, and plumbing work.
Nice.
Yeah.
I do it all. HVAC.
The whole nine.
Oh, hold on.
It's not the code. But hey,
I'm a kid.
Yeah.
what do you want?
Does it work? Are you happy?
I eat my own boogers. What do you want? The lights turn on? I eat my boogers. It's the end of the story. It's nap time. Do you have pudding?
And everything's going great.
Would you masturbate me?
Can I look at your breasts?
I don't even know why I want to. I just heard it's cool, man.
Lady, let me juggle them.
Can we do this thing where we put our hands like
Yeah,
this and
yeah,
open
yeah.
the fingers like that? Because apparently I should want that.
Yeah.
You remember that thing, Matt?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's supposed to.
No, look, no. It's where you do this.
Uh-huh.
Do this to me. And then but turn yours that way, and then you do that. Now look inside.
Oh, right.
Yeah. We
It's
all
a vagina.
know. We all know this is.
Yeah.
It's a vagina.
Matt didn't know.
Wait, there's a vagina in my hands the whole time?
Yeah, your pussy hands.
Oh, cool.
Can we take a break?
Well, hold on.
Oh, shit.
Hold on 1 second.
I thought the H.
So everything is going great. For the next 7 years, everything's amazing. And then 1928, he loses all of his money.
No.
His financial model was done.
It collapsed.
What happened?
What year?
1928.
Oh, that's a bad year.
Why?
Stock market crash.
I know. Why?
They invented a
Well,
replacement
actually,
for tin.
29 was the real bad.
Yeah, it was on the way. But,
Yeah.
you know.
But it wasn't going anywhere good. Yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't people keep like I need.
Or was there like a connections thing where they stopped using copper for boats or something?
Yeah, no.
Could be.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, they
Maybe.
stopped making
No,
men out
I
of
don't-
tin.
Yeah.
They're all
They made them
plastic.
out of wicker.
Yeah. Nice.
Not
nice.
the bees. You should have invested in bees.
Well, I'll just say that everything changed. Yeah, I guess in the world, but for him too.
All right, we're gonna be right back, folks. Find out how things change
Thrilling conclusion.
after this message from our sponsor, the.
Synth Coke.
Only your dealer knows the difference. And we're back.
Slow burn.
So this guy, his whole fucking shit's about to blow up in his fucking face right now.
Yeah, pretty much.
Theoretically, metaphorically, literally.
You say metaphorically?
I don't know what that means.
Metaphorically?
Metaphorically.
So 1928.
Was a very good year.
His financial model fails. He loses all of his money. His school is closed. He has at least one sudden illness, possibly attempts suicide. Margaret leaves him and describes to the court that he's basically bordering on insanity.
Oh, he's playing with his own
Oh.
shit again.
Playing with turds.
Because of the
Yeah, on account of the solitary.
Right. You invented that part.
Wow.
Yes.
Oh, now there's a,
Yes.
Yes. Oh,
Well,
Tell me I'm wrong.
well.
Show me the proof that I'm wrong.
the lifestyle he would pick up from this would be one that would stick with him the rest of his life. Sometimes he would just live entirely off herring and biscuits.
Herring and biscuits.
Yes.
Wow, the Jesus diet. Fish and bread.
Yeah.
Fish and grits is what it became later.
Yeah, exactly.
Herring and biscuits, I say.
I don't eat herring and biscuits, damn it. I get that other shite away from me. Oh, wait,
It might be a little aggressive for you now, but I tell you, your kids are going to love it.
Actually, bring that shite back here.
Mix it up. Serve it in a pot like gumbo.
He at one point he went into the butchery and said he said that that pile of scrap meat that looks like it's been chewed on. How much is that? And the guy's like,
God.
guy goes, I'm not going to sell that. And he goes, oh, so you have meat that's not safe for consumption? And the butcher's like, fine, have your garbage meat.
Really?
Yeah.
Garbage fish meat or garbage
Just-
turf meat? Turf or turf?
Turf meat.
Good.
Yeah.
I wouldn't gamble on the garbage surf, but I'd gamble on garbage turf.
Yeah, one time he was a binger too. And one time he ate like a week's worth of bread in one sitting. He's just
I mean, also, like, back then, a week's worth of bread is
right.
like
It could have been.
slices.
It could have been half a loaf.
I had 5 whole slices of rye. I really binged. I had to purge afterwards. I felt like a bad boy.
Yeah, that was the model for the food pyramid. To like tell them to eat all the loaves of everything and have like a little bit of vegetables.
Lots of tin.
So the early 30s or so, and despite being poor and destitute and smelly and regular, just an unclean customer, he was.
Despite being poor and smelly. Plus he farted.
Yeah.
Despite all that.
He was always working on something. He formed a world union of This is from Pickford. He formed a world union of Christian leaders to announce Hitler's racial policies.
Wow.
Hey!
Arranged for poor Spanish hospitals to get supply of microscopes.
Poor Spanish
I
hospitals?
don't know if a microscope is great for a hospital, but
You got to look at what these people got. I mean, my people are filthy.
I know,
Yeah.
but usually the microscope should be somewhere else.
Well, the hospitals have labs, dude.
No, that's true. That's true.
You got to see the different kinds of pubulites they all
It's
got.
kind of the main lab.
Yeah. And as the Spanish Civil War, part of this is happening when the Spanish Civil War breaks out.
Orwell, his classmates there. Like,
Yeah.
you should have met this one guy. We made him. We ran. Made him run.
You people are beastly.
There's one more thing I hate more than Jews. It's rats.
You think these fascists are bad?
He designed sidecars for motorcycles that could carry hot food to the front of the battle.
Shut the
cute.
fuck up.
So this sidecar's got hot food.
Yeah,
Order up.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then it brings in hot food and it takes out cold bodies.
Who wants a pizza pie?
Does anybody have a cute dog with goggles I could put in here?
Oh shit! He killed the dog. Too hot. Damn it.
Well, soup's
dissected.
Yeah, it was heated with exhaust. So
It's smoked.
yes.
Anyone want some smoked lab?
So he also
I ate all the herring.
he tried to teach them how moss could be used as bandages to help troops.
Yeah, well, you know what else they used as bandages, and this is more of a Cajun thing, is and which I suppose is spider webs.
And wage.
Spider webs make a good bandage,
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
and maggots make a good
wound cleaner.
Wound cleaner.
Yeah.
for a bit. Yeah,
Oh, yeah. If the maggots really are starting to go to town on you, you've got bigger problems than just a bad wound.
Yeah.
yeah. As Hitler
This guy's whole body stinks. Let's go to town.
As Hitler was taking power, he thought that one way the way to stop this was to take an opinion poll of the German public. To see if they were anti-war.
Yeah, those Germans love the Poles. What?
And he did find that in this informal study that he had people in Germany doing these, and he found that 35% of Germans favored persecution of the Jews. 16% thought territorial conquest was worth the war.
Wow.
And 40% wanted war in order to regain the colonies which the Versailles Treaty had taken away from them.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
It's a...
Oh no! I mean, he definitely preyed on all those things. Hitler successfully, and there was, you could feel the way
He twisted the knife.
you could feel the way the wind was gonna blow.
Yeah, he put a finger in the air.
And he just gave them a little push.
Yes.
Nice, John. Nice.
Like that.
Yeah.
Very good.
It's all right.
History.
A push.
He gave him a little push.
Oh
There
God.
You go. There you go.
Yeah. Very well done.
You tried it. You set me up. I slam dunked it. It was a give and go / alley-oop. Team effort.
You tried it.
You saying that you slam dunked it is the most you thing to say.
Yeah, it is. This is what people tune. This is fan service, man. People are tuning in for this.
Yeah. For you to talk about
What do you want me to say? That I
great you
I
are?
had an assist? Come on, people. Come on. People want that. People want Aaron, be boisterous. Aaron, overestimate your value again and again to the show.
Yeah, well,
Fair.
I guess you're right.
Keep it in the family, I guess.
He as the Nazis overtook Europe, he devised a way to counter them, which was basically guerrilla warfare in Norway with a snowmobile that he had designed.
Now, I've heard of werewolves in London.
Yeah.
But gorillas in Norway?
Yeah.
Yep.
He designed a snowmobile for this that was basically a tractor with a Ford motor.
That's what a snowmobile is, man.
Yeah.
They got the treads.
Yeah.
And one of his ideas for it was that they always travel single file, so that way the Germans don't know how many there are.
These tracks are single file.
Oh wow, that's really good.
That's from Star Wars.
No, but you were saying he really said that.
Yes.
He really did say that?
Yes.
Oh, I thought that was a Star Wars reference.
Yeah, Aaron, there's real things that happen.
No.
It was real to me.
This is fan service. This is
People love it.
I thought that was from the space movie.
Yeah.
The Alec Guinness, the tracks are side by side.
Yes.
So stupid.
To hide the numbers.
But he was.
I mean, that's pretty good. I mean, that's strategy.
It's rather good.
He was, still living in poverty while he was doing this, and he at one point he was staying with a friend of his who was also a war correspondent. But this friend of his had embedded with Lord Mountbatten.
Oh, Lord Mountbatten.
Yes.
Killed by the IRA famously.
Oh, really?
Yes. With the Warren Point ambush.
Wow, that's a hell of a scalp because
He was just he was just fishing, and they blew up his boat.
Oh, well, that's kind of funny, but
It's definitely funny. People thought it was a cheap shot. But they're like,
well, it is a cheap shot.
well, he's fishing, yeah, but also
Was he
like
fishing
he's
for bombs?
high-ranking British Army.
Right. Well, it's
It's a nominal title, but
he's described in Hemming's book. Someone described him as maybe the greatest Briton ever.
oh my God, really?
I'm sorry,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah.
Hemingway calls him.
No, Hemming,
Oh, I thought it
Says-
was Hemingway.
quoting-
That would have meant something.
quoting someone else, is describing him as maybe the greatest Briton ever.
What about King Arthur?
Well, now I feel bad.
He's king of the Britons.
I feel bad about laughing about it.
Well, I mean, I think he was born in like a fucking aristocratic
I don't feel
family.
bad.
His
I'm
name is
totally-
Lord
I'm-
Mountbatten.
I know I'm lying.
Even if his name is Lord Geoffrey Mountbatten, it doesn't make it. But anyways, this
I bet it was funny seeing him getting blown out of that boat while he's, he's looking for a fucking soul or whatever.
Dover soul.
Yeah.
Or herring. But the other guy ate it all.
So he's staying with this war correspondent friend of his, and the guy knows Mountbatten from when he was embedded with him. And so Pyke pesters him about this idea, this guerrilla Norway idea. And this guy gives it off to Mountbatten, and they sit down and they have dinner one night together, and Mountbatten's like, okay, it's not a bad idea. And I don't know, he must have been pretty intrigued by Pyke, because I forgot to tell you this, but like when Pyke went out to dinner with Margaret, when they're like, he showed up with a suit that looked like it was like purposefully, like permanently wrinkled. It almost, it was like, this guy is just an absolute, has no idea how
a mess.
How to present yourself in public. And but Mountbatten was interested in him, and likes this plan, and so he sets him up with a meeting in what was this office called the Combined Operations. Very important office of the war effort. And Pyke gives presents his plan in front of all of these important people, and
then he goes, "Do you fucks with my plan?"
Might it be something you fucks with? I mean, so the part of the plan is, the right single file to conceal your numbers, right? Is there? This is really just this is a question for you guys and maybe listeners, because I don't know. What if they rode or walked in not the opposite of single file to inflate their numbers?
No, because.
Is that possible? Is that stupid?
I don't know. It's not stupid, but it wasn't.
It probably
it wasn't
stupid.
mentioned.
No, I think it's a good question.
No, the idea, his thinking behind this plan was that the Germans have the people, but they do not have the land, and there's so much land that they don't have
that
they you could attack them from many different places.
Yes,
I mean it's basic guerrilla warfare, but. The English.
I mean, it's so simple a gorilla could do it.
Yeah.
I hate this joke coming back. Gorilla.
The coaster's right there.
I know. He's a terrible guest.
We're just coasting along.
I guess it's not the coaster.
I'm sorry. I was just
no.
Deception, art of war.
Reasonable. Sure.
But I'm sure there's probably downsides to that as well, as that your enemy may over prepare for.
Or you want to be a fly. You don't want. You don't want to draw more attention.
Yeah.
So I
all
think,
these tracks. Come on,
forget about it.
Yeah.
It's Chinatown.
So he has this meeting with all of these officers, and he's not a scientist, he's not an academic, he's not an expert in warfare.
He's a former rich person,
but my suit is wrinkled.
Yeah, he's a 48-year-old unemployed man in wrinkled khakis. And
you should have seen my Austrian hat.
Yeah, he has an idea. They probably know his name, probably from the escape.
Sure.
But, the plan wasn't taken up, but Mountbatten brings him down to his office for a personal interview, and Pyke, as soon as they sit down, Pyke opens with his phrase that he would use often when he first meet people. He would say, "You need me. You need me on your staff because I'm a man who thinks."
I love idea guys.
Yes.
You need me, Daddy. I'm an idea guy.
Yes.
I do it all.
You'll see. Jack of all trades, master of none. Would you masturbate me?
Have you seen the film Star Wars? What if they went single file?
Yeah.
No,
I came up with the Star Wars.
What happened was I nutted so hard that my sperm went tachyons into the future.
They went back in time and then also forward. It's total protonic reversal.
Anyway, I mean,
you probably don't get it anyways. Your kids are gonna love it.
You're never gonna nut that hard unless you're wed to a woman named Peggy Chubb.
I could introduce you.
Yeah,
but you gotta put me on retainer.
But you gotta fuck me.
You're gonna fuck me good, and I'm gonna deliver it. Would you mind giving me a lease and a key?
Now listen, I know I stink, right? But I'm a thinker too.
But I stink right.
But I'm a stinker, sure. Guilty as charged, Your Honor. But I'm a thinker too.
And jury's still out in terms of the pee-pee drinking?
Yeah, I haven't got there
Is the jury
yet.
out? No, the jury is here. Well,
I was trying to make gold in a
I
lab.
plead the fifth in terms of the number one.
Burp.
Smells like piss, sorry. I plead the 5 when it comes to the 1. This is so good. Do you know we got a message today from a fan that said that, and I'll look this up later. He said, I listen to you guys on 1.8 speed.
Yeah.
To get through the episodes quicker because I love the show. Of course he does. He's a wise man. And he said, and then when I listen to you guys on normal speed, it sounds like you're fucking drunk and you're slurring your words. And I said, if it's the end of the podcast, we probably
The end? Dude, it gets
fucking halfway through.
Yeah.
There's definitely been some, basically.
I'm intrigued about this guy.
Okay, good. Thank God.
I'm sorry to sidestep.
So he says, Lord Mountbatten, you need me on your staff because I'm a man who thinks, and he was right. Because and then he says Mountbatten, he says, what do you need and what do you want? Mountbatten says, we need innovators, we need problem solvers, we need free thinkers. And so Pyke said, well, I'm that guy. I can do this. And so Mountbatten says, well, here, let me present you a problem. He says, I have a military problem that I need help with. And he says, there's this German battleship called the Tirpitz. It's in the Baltic, and it's anchored by this Norwegian fjord.
Huh.
And he says,
Do you know what a fjord is?
Do I know what a fjord is?
Yeah.
No.
A fjord is like an inlet. Or it's the converse to an inlet, where it's like like fingers of land are fjords.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
So it's a series of inlets. Because there's fingers of land.
The inlets would be the sea part, the outlets, like the land side.
The peninsulas.
If this is the inlet, the inside of my fingers, the fingers would be the fjords.
Oh, okay. So
That makes sense?
So the peninsulas.
But it's I wouldn't say they're true peninsulas. They're probably not as big.
I see.
Yeah, like-
Understood.
Right, like Florida is a peninsula.
Yes.
Yeah.
But Littlefinger is from the fingers.
The Finger Lakes, yeah.
That's right.
No, he's the little one. Anyways, vocab, geographical topography, vocab of the day.
We do it all, Daddy.
The fjord, baby.
We teach you
And that's
all.
what the last name Ford comes from what I understand.
Oh, is that
The
right?
fjord.
Yes, and he was a...
Anti-Semite.
that's right.
And a wise man. On account of the assembly line stuff, not on his racial.
This guy's trying to save the fjords. Meanwhile...
Make the fjords great again.
He's pining for the fjords.
So Mountbatten says it's imperative that this ship does not get through here and into the Atlantic. He says, well, Pyke, what do I do? What would you say? And Mountbatten writes about this. He says, the untidy man with the beard hesitated a moment and then said, lower the density of the water around her.
To sink them.
To sink it. And
So how do you lower the density of the water around her, Matt?
we change the composition of the water.
And what do you do by that? How do you do?
Maybe just pour a bunch of alcohol into it.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah.
Are you fucking kidding me?
That was his plan. That was his idea.
Booze, Daddy, booze.
You gotta get the ocean drunk, baby.
Yeah.
You gotta get her all liquored up, and she'll just sink any boat that swims with it between her
And then
legs.
these anti-Semitic Nazi folks will be drowning in booze.
Oh, and then
unable to swim.
And then we comes in, and I says, well, I come in and I get all the booze back, and we sell it to them for half the price.
And then we fuck them.
We fuck them right in their fjords. Is that how it went?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Pour alcohol in the water.
Yeah. Well, and so he asked for a pail and he filled it with water and he made a toy boat out of paper, or he had a toy boat.
God.
And then he put it in the water and supposedly, as this
Is like the Doc Brown of the first half of the 20th
Doc
century.
Brown was a great scientist.
But he was also a crackpot.
That's right.
until he bumped his head on the toilet.
Well,
while he was hanging
we're
around.
all crackpots until.
Well, that's what makes you eccentric and not a crackpot.
That's exactly right.
Right. So, Mountbatten hired him.
I
And-
say, dear chap, this pail is fucking really.
This booze is great.
Oh my god, that fucking.
Lowering the density of my liver has really paid off.
You know, really like. Let's drink this pail of water. Yes.
Jack and Jill went up the hill to get a pail of piss. That's great.
So he gets hired, and
So it's called pale ale.
eventually he there are two other creatives hired. One was named Bernal, and the other one was named Zuckerman. And together they were, by the people who worked there, they were described as Mountbatten's Department of Wild Talents.
Oh, they were homosexual Jews.
What does that mean?
They were homosexual Jews.
It means among the
I heard
military groups, they were very much the outliers.
Ah.
You know.
Sort of the bastards of the bunch, eh?
Yes.
With the hair that goes beyond the neckline and the
these
smoking
boys-
of unfiltered cigarettes.
They didn't play by the rules, these boys.
Listening to music and
I mean, if
bathing daily.
playing by the rules was making sure your clothes weren't wrinkled or that you showered, yes, they didn't play by the rules.
All right, hit me.
Don't.
So, with them, Pyke had so many other ideas. He go through a short list of them here. No, part of his job is not to think of practical ideas. It was just to think of ideas.
Wacky shit.
Think outside the bun.
So this is from Pickover. He suggested that commandos with dog teams be sent to destroy the Romanian oil fields. The howling dogs would sound like wolves to the guards and be scared away. They should also tie bottles of brandy to St. Bernard dogs so the guards would take the bottles and get drunk.
Wow.
Well, is that why the St. Bernards in the cartoons always had the booze, right?
Well, no.
No, that was supposed to.
That's where he got the idea.
They always had that.
He got the idea from the cartoon.
Yeah.
Got it.
British commandos dressed as Romanian firemen and fire engines could get in and stoke the fires by spraying them with bombs.
Spraying them with bombs.
Yeah.
Now see here, 007. What I've done is aerosolized this bomb.
Yeah. I thought that was water. No, it was bombs.
It's bomb.
Also in Norway, some of the sleds should have torpedoes. We could invent an insect egg-laying mechanism they added to the sled. It would be possible to use a species of oviduct to lay small bombs under the snow while our machines are moving, which are wrecked.
Did he just try to describe an alien-like face-hugging bomb?
Yeah.
Oviduct
Yeah.
is not a word I was expecting to hear when he described sleds.
No, that's how they lay their eggs.
Perhaps we could genetically engineer some sort of xenomorph-type creature.
Oviduct.
The oviduct would penetrate the esophagus, thereby laying various embryos inside the host, whether they be Nazi or one of them Italian fascist. I'm just asking questions. These are just questions.
Yeah.
He also he suggested that to keep the enemy away from the sleds, he said label them as if they contained secret Gestapo death ray devices.
Caution, contains farts. Nobody likes farts. Write this down.
No sisters allowed.
He suggested the sleds could be hidden in stalls marked, in German, of course, officers' latrine for colonels only. So that way,
Because those officers take fucking nasty dogs.
Nice shit.
Yeah.
Nice shit.
Nice schnitzel shits.
Yeah.
Not your enlisted men don't get the schnitzel.
God.
What? It's funny. What?
Sure.
It's culturally accurate.
fun. You gotta stop that.
I farted.
No.
My phone farted.
Hit me.
So now with all of this, he started having a lot more meetings, and he decided that he needed a place to
to try
Have
out
the
his
meetings.
crackpot ideas.
Yeah, and so when a friend of his with a nice place was away, he put a ladder up to his window and climbed into his friend's place and started holding meetings from his friend's bedroom. A week later or so, his friend came back and found him sleeping there, and apparently was so amused that he let him stay there.
I would be amused.
I guess you
If
would.
it's my friend,
You old scoundrel! Look at you
look
sleeping
at
in my
you, you
place.
son of a bitch, drool
Well,
on my
You would be less amused in that he started having, in his mind, so many meetings that he stopped changing his clothes or cleaning his room. And as he paced around the room, he would trip on just things he had left there. And so he asked the owner of the house,
his friend.
to take everything in the room and hang it from the ceiling with string so he wouldn't trip over it.
Oh God!
Here's my solution. My solution is
Yeah, wait till the meetings with the top military brass come in here, and I have everything.
where
hanging
are
from
my
the string.
shoes?
They're gonna be like, this motherfucker's a genius.
Why don't we hang everything?
Get the ocean drunk. Huh? What?
Let's put the floor on the ceiling.
Yeah, what if the floor was...
Oh, what a feeling. Oh, what a feeling.
Seeing
Dancing.
on the ceiling. Where did they go?
All right, how does that go over?
Well, and the people in the house say, maybe not.
They're like, this motherfucker is eccentric.
I thought you were going to go Scottish for a
Man, I was gonna say he was crazy and destitute, but on account of his history with tin and his algorithms, I would have to say that he is nothing less than eccentric.
So, before we get to his one is super
Matt-
great idea. I just want to go through a couple. Another one is that
Masterpiece.
before the end of the war, he designed a system of tubes that he felt would.
Oh, the internet.
Yeah. Kind of.
It's the Internet of Things on the ceiling.
Along the war front, he said, what if we had a system of tubes where we could send men and mail through the tube
Men are male.
at a high speed?
Didn't you know that?
That's nice.
And he said, yes, it may seem like it's, really close quarters.
Is that why they call men males?
Male men.
No.
Because they're men and they're male.
Yeah,
And this is what the fans...
yeah, that's what they want.
This is what they tune in.
Nobody even knows what you're talking about. What the fuck are you saying?
Male. You're a male.
Yeah, no, I
Yeah, no. It's so.
Is this the
it's
origin
so
of the
blatant,
phrase?
It's dumb. Male men in 1930? Will you shut the fuck up?
You think that they were calling men males before that?
Positive they were.
Dude, I don't know. Jury's still out.
Okay.
I'm just asking questions.
It's just...
It's a Joe Rogan defense. I'm just asking questions.
What do I know?
Hey, I'm just a simple comedian.
I'm a simple field factor
I'm a simple
host.
podcast. Don't listen to me. I'm just asking questions. Please listen to me.
asking questions. He said that they may feel like it's very tight quarters in there, so just give them a lot of drugs
What kind?
and just probably barbiturates. Just get them to pass out, and they won't even notice
That they're being pneumatically sent through tubes
Yeah.
at a high speed.
at a high speed
Yeah, to go die on the front lines.
and deliver a message.
Yeah, what if you got there quicker? Wouldn't that be
Yeah.
so nice? No, you don't get a week in France. You're going underneath France.
The channel.
You're taking the channel straight to Germany.
The chap channel, eh?
Yeah. But he did have one idea above all of his ideas in the war effort that is, I don't know how to describe it other than the fact that it went places.
He's a slam dunk, Daddy.
Well, there were some good ideas back then.
Yeah.
You know, when they put fake they put like cardboard tanks up, you know? Like,
yeah.
oh,
Well, that comes up in this idea.
look at all those tanks.
That comes up in this idea.
Ooh.
Let's take a quick break. We're very close to the end.
Okay.
I don't want to foreshadow too much, but we're
I know how
very
the war
close
ends.
to the end. But I will need another drink before we finish this. So I think
Okay.
I
All
might as well.
right. Let's take a break. We'll be right
Man.
back, folks. Find out the thrilling conclusion.
To World War II.
World War One.
Spoiler alert. No,
No,
no.
excuse me. World War Two. Excuse me. Yeah.
Don't skip ahead.
We'll be right back, folks. And we're back. Now, Aaron just had a bunch of bad ideas. Now, we're going to return to Matt.
Come on.
Yeah, you really fucked the pooch on this one.
Oh, you screwed the pooch.
You gotta subscribe.
They say fuck the dog in The Wire, which you haven't watched because you're
Too black.
uneducated.
According to you, The Wire is too black.
No, I said that's what you said.
No.
I said you said.
No.
Fuck you.
You want to see what happens? See what happens when you shit on my In-N-Out Boogers t-shirt idea? You become the racist.
All right, Matt. So what's going on here? Set the stage, baby.
So, Geoffrey Pyke has, among many ideas, he has an idea for, well, I mean, concrete's pretty tough, right?
I would say it's pretty tough.
That's rock solid, man.
Yeah, pure ice has a similar molecular structure.
I think I know the name of this.
To pure concrete.
All right, hold on. Don't jump the fucking gun.
I'm not jumping it.
So pure ice has a similar molecular structure to pure concrete, but it has a lower tensile strength.
Meaning it doesn't bend, doesn't flex.
But when you add, let's say, paper chips to it, or wood chip to it, the strength increases. And so the crush strength of pure ice is 250 to 1,300 pounds per square inch.
PSI.
But when you add these chips to it, it rises to 3,000 pounds per square. So it over doubles. 1 inch column of this chip ice mixture could hold an automobile on it.
Automobile?
Yes. I don't know what to say. Who is looking at this? What James Bond villain is looking at this?
Guess what it's called, John? Guess what the shit's called?
No, you're still trying to get me to jump the gun?
No.
Yeah.
I mean, he's about to say it.
He can jump the gun.
Yeah, no, let him fucking say it. Go ahead.
Well, yeah, I want to hear Aaron guess. Yes.
He's sulking like a motherfucker.
He's chewing this
mailman
sour
you
gummy.
son of a bitch.
Yeah, you fucking shit on all my ideas until I get the fucking right answer.
This isn't your idea.
I invented it.
This is someone else's idea.
This isn't your idea.
I'm not going to say it. I know what it is. It's not fair. But
So
I didn't know that this is incredible.
Okay, yeah, all right, you're right, okay? You're right. You're
So
right, Aaron.
This is what people are tuning in for. Me sulking about being right. I didn't invent it. I didn't invent it. I wish I did.
Matt.
So, I don't know the exact way.
Oh, that's the
he's
perfect thing to say in front of him.
Yeah.
That you don't know what it is.
No. I know what it is. And it was as Hemming writes, it's a quote significant development on understanding of ice, because it had never been ice had never been used in this way. Perhaps
In the vanilla way.
yeah. I mean, ice is pretty hard on its own. You don't assume that you would stop a bullet with it.
Yeah.
But Pyke,
Plus, it floats.
ice floats.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Pyke,
Except dry ice. Dry ice sinks.
Pyke takes this combo and he calls it Pyke-crete.
Oh! Wow.
He calls it Pyke-crete. He doesn't moan at the end of it. I don't know what that was.
He didn't have a hype man,
Yeah, he doesn't have a right.
which would have been a good invention.
Yeah, that would have been really smart.
Pyke-crete. Oh!
And so he devises this idea.
Paper
this,
chips,
this-
concrete, and ice. What?
well, no concrete in the Pyke-crete.
Right. It's just paper. It's the paper.
It's
chip.
paper chips and ice.
Now, what happens if the ocean's drunk?
They throw it up.
The Germans never would have thought about that.
Wasting the beer? Sacrilege, blasphemy. Never.
And he thinks he devises a plan for the Pyke-crete. And the idea is to build ships out of it, aircraft carriers, to build all kinds of vessels out of it.
Paper planes. ice boats, ice fleets.
Permanent constructions, and he calls this project Habakkuk, which is from this Jewish book of Habakkuk, and in the book is a phrase, "A work which you will not believe, though it had been told to you." And so he describes this whole thing to Mountbatten. Mountbatten's like, "What the fuck?
Fuck you talking about?"
This is interesting." And he describes him how strong it is, and he says, "Here's what we can do. You know, you can build a ship out of this. It's going to float, and it's going to stop torpedoes. It's easier to build than a concrete ship.
Yeah.
Torpedo's going to bounce off of it. Bing. And this idea just takes fire. Mountbatten brings it to Churchill. Churchill says, "This is fucking awesome."
Hell yeah. There's water everywhere.
He brings it to Roosevelt, and they start building a ship out of it, to the point where even though I think an American newspaper is like, "There's going to be ice ships. This is the new plan."
Winter is coming.
And they won't sink.
And
they won't melt in the water.
They won't melt because what you do is you run a system of they don't
Paper.
First off, they don't melt quickly.
Yeah.
And one of the things that happened is Mountbatten takes a piece of this, and Churchill's in the bath, and he runs it over to Churchill's bath, and he throws it into the bath.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yes. And it doesn't just dissolve immediately.
Heads up, douchebag. Whoa.
And there's this whole other
What else is floating in the water, sir? Can we build ships out of that?
Scones and more shit.
Can we call them shits, sir? Looks like you got quite a fleet of battleships, sir.
It's quite a poop deck, sir.
Okay, yeah,
that?
I'm the stupid one.
No, it's not mailmen. But it's okay.
It's pretty good, though.
I mean, it's cheaper than steel. And at one point, there's a presentation where Mountbatten has a block of this out, and I believe he's with the Americans, and he brings a guy with an axe, and he says, "Here's a block of ice. Chop the ice." And the guy chops the ice, and you're like, "Oh, okay, no problem." It's
Nice
like,
and chopped up.
"Here's some wood. Chop it with," and the guy chops the wood, and he's like, "Okay, no problem."
Put them together.
And then he puts him in front of the Pyke, hits it with the axe, and the guy's like, "Now my arm's hurt," and he doesn't get anywhere through it.
Shit.
And then Mountbatten takes out a gun, shoots the Pyke, bullet bounces off, almost kills the guy.
Oh my god.
I dare say sorry, chap. I was trying to. The tensile strength of this shit is off the fucking chart.
Tastes pretty good, too.
Way better than those shits.
Trust me, I know.
I tried to start the feces fleet. Failed miserably. You couldn't swab the poop deck for shit. Just kept getting dirtier and dirtier.
Tasted great, but, well,
Anyway, back to the drawing board.
I made a corncob pipe after I picked the thing clean, I'll tell you that. I'm just asking questions.
So this thing, the idea takes off to the point where they even build. In America, Roosevelt loves the idea. They even start building one of them. And I don't know if they ever finished it because somewhere near the end of the war, the MI5 started following Pyke. And they found that he was meeting with known communists.
Oh.
And there was never any necessary belief that he was giving away secrets or anything.
It's just the water is everywhere, and you can't have that.
Yeah. There's wooded water.
The Soviets have tons of ice, quite literally. They could make a whole fleet of ice.
An ice fleet.
The winter would be coming, it'd be horrible, and, well, we've only got shite.
So,
Unfortunately, shite will oftentimes float and break apart into smaller bits.
It often runs downhill.
Sometimes it's straight up liquid, and we haven't developed the technology for submarines of shit yet. So we're going to have to forfeit the old idea, my good chap.
I mean,
Pip, pip, cheerio.
It doesn't. I don't know what necessarily stops their work on it, but at some point, MI5 goes to the command operations and says, this guy you're meeting with he's meeting with communists, and they say, and one of the guys involved says, I don't think he's actually doing anything on purpose. I think he's a knave.
I think he's too stupid to know what he's doing.
Yes. Yeah. They none of them actually had any belief. None of the officers who worked with him. As much as
MI5 was being funded by Big Steel.
Yeah, exactly.
The big tin competitor.
I used to own the whole tin industry, and I haven't forgotten.
And so, eventually, he's kicked out of the war effort, and he works. I believe he starts working with this. Trying to, he doesn't stop having ideas, but there's this doctor named Cohen that he briefly works with to publish a paper about medical treatment, and Cohen's like, no, the paper's not ready yet. And it's
Put it in ice.
It's 1948, and Pyke, in his head, he starts to believe that Cohen is stealing ideas from him.
Huh.
And
you fucking motherfucker. You fucking motherfucker. You fucking cocksucker. You're stealing my shit.
As you can believe, he
gets carried away.
Well, he's living like
turd to turd.
Yeah.
Turd to mouth, man.
And he's had remember the thing he said to Margaret? He's maybe attempted suicide when he was younger. A history of depression.
Who's to say?
Well, he certainly hung everything from the ceiling.
Yes, and there's a story of when he was talking with an officer one day, and the officer says, my job is bloody hell, and he says, the officer says to him, he says, some days I feel like chucking it in, and Pyke pats him on the shoulder and smiles at him and says, well, why don't you?
Ha ha.
And Pyke is,
yeah, pussy.
Pyke is explaining this story to a friend later, and he's saying, well, I don't know why he was so upset. What was I supposed to say? That was his suggestion. Which is just this very removed idea of...
I don't think it's that removed in this audience.
well, but for him,
Try it out.
Yeah.
Aaron and I have had the thing where we're talking about like the selfishness of depression, and like when people are just like,
thinking about
ending it, and just going like, well, why don't you then?
Why haven't you yet?
Right, sure.
I mean,
sure.
It's not a suggestion. It's an open question.
Yes, because you just suggested it.
Right.
I didn't suggest it.
Yeah, why are you talking about it instead of doing it? And
because that is the...
And what are you trying to get out of talking about it without doing it? And what is that going to do to me?
And because your depression is now a communicable disease, and now your depression is bumming me out, and it makes me want to kill myself.
Yeah. Or it's giving you anxiety, or like a host of other things.
Yeah, and the fact of the matter is that people that talk about it don't do it, and the people that do it, do it. And they're not here to talk about it.
Some people talk about it and then do it. That's for sure.
Yeah,
yes,
of course.
Absolutely.
Be a doer, not a talker.
No. And so Pyke himself, he prided himself on being able to solve problems, and with this thing he was working on with this Cohen, the Dr. Cohen, the paper never could come out, and he couldn't solve that problem, and also with him, he felt he had a problem. The problem of Pyke. He could never solve that problem.
Who is this wanker anyway?
But I look in the mirror every day. Would somebody masturbate me for Christ's sakes?
Yes. Can I look at your tits and your pussy, and will you
Let me
masturbate
juggle the fucking taters,
I'm
mate.
sorry my breath smells like herring and stale bread. Would you mind jerking me off? These are yours. Take them, man.
Yeah.
They're good.
I know. I bought them.
Ever work with Active Jelly Beans? They're good.
They're good. Keep them away from me.
So in 1948,
Year of our Lord.
21st February. This is Saturday.
Hey,
Weekend, don't waste the weekend.
Nice. Everybody's working for it.
taste it.
He puts a note on his door. He says, "Please do not wake me."
Please fuck off.
He then shaves off his beard. He sits down in a chair by the window. He takes a whole bottle of barbiturates.
Puts on some Elliott Smith.
No, he takes out a pen and puts it to paper, and he starts writing. And he writes to Margaret. He says, "Dear Marge, I write to you after I've taken the poison to die. I've become too tired to go on and been swindled of my ideas by one Cohen. I can now do no more than send you my love and best wishes. Your Jeff."
You're Jeff.
And he writes to his son David. He says, "I cannot help myself. I am too tired and exhausted. I've been swindled again by a man Cohen who's taken my ideas. I die loving you and Mummy and Janet." And Janet is David's wife. "My heart's best wishes go out with you. I cannot explain the miseries of my life. There'd be no purpose in the attempt to. I cannannot go on. This last blow finishes me."
Did I mention his name was Cohen?
That's C-O.
H-E. Jewish fella, like us.
Shh.
Don't tell anybody.
He then writes to this woman, Elsie Myers, whose husband had also killed himself 4 years earlier with an overdose of barbiturates.
Now I get it.
He writes, "Dear Elsie, I have had to go the same way as Leo. I can't help myself. I've been robbed by ideas by Dr. Cohen at the last
Shut
moment."
the fuck up. He drops Cohen again?
Yes.
That's C-O-H-E.
I'm sorry. Your husband had the right idea. I'm sorry that I've stolen him of his ideas.
He's right there on the King's Road.
P.O. Box. You make your second left past the druggist, from which I received these barbiturates at a reasonable price. There's a man named Cohen, no relation. Tell him that I sent you. We'll give you a fair discount.
So he finishes his letter to her, and then he goes back to write more to his son. And as he's taking this whole bottle.
The pills start kicking in.
And as Hemming writes, he probably only has like half an hour before to write all this
I'm feeling
down.
pretty good.
Yeah. Hey, he's going, "Sup, y'all? Y'all fuck with me or what?"
Hey, Earth.
Y'all fuck with my suicide?
Y'all ready for this?
And he writes to us and says, "The thing to do is to be as detached as you can about my death. This may seem a strange thing to say, but I've taken the poison, and in the half hour or so left, I'm trying to find things to say of use. You will feel I've deserted you. It is true."
This is true.
That was true. That was factual.
You're making a good point.
But it's beyond me to endure more. This last blow has been more than I could stand. Mommy does not know how much I have loved her and how faithful my heart has always been to her." It goes on.
A lot of bullshit.
And then
A lot of babbling, a lot of scribbles.
I
Jewel
hesitate.
marks.
I hesitate even now to interfere, as I fear I've done too much. But keep left. Let me advise you to read Shaw several times.
George Bernard Shaw.
Also, there's a lot of pineapples on sale this week, if you can get them.
Are you
my
kidding me?
God.
No, he didn't write that.
Oh.
Tropical.
Mommy sure liked it when I ate a lot of pineapple. Ask her about that when you're of age.
He says, "You can short-circuit the job of buying the wisdom of experience. I've only a few minutes left, and obtain generalities for which life is not long enough to do by observation. I'm now going under. I find great difficulty in thinking and
I'm going to die now.
love you and good wishes for you and Mummy. Remember, take your children as serious as you do grown-ups. And beware your social inheritance, the assumptions indecisively imbibed from your environment.
Huh.
Don't attend my funeral. Silly business. No fuss or ceremony. As I say below, have me cremated. I found my mother's funeral a shock. That's why. I've forgotten so much I wanted to say. Sorry.
I'm fucked up.
Wow.
That's how it ends.
Wow, that's
Burn me. Don't have a funeral. It sucks. Goodbye. I'm going to die now, probably.
It's weird and it's also gay.
Sorry.
Which is cool these days.
So, and that's how Geoffrey Pyke, England's
The inventor of Pyke.
yes, one of England's most unique thinkers,
One of the most Englishmen ever.
perhaps.
Yeah. No, you were thinking about Mountbatten.
I know, but also this guy.
This guy's a real whack job. I like that a lot.
Yeah, and he loved getting whack jobs. He asked for them by name.
Masturbate me.
Will somebody whack my job?
That's a Danzig lyric in one of the Misfits. Masturbate me.
No.
Yeah.
No, nice.
Mother, would you masturbate me tonight?
Is it masturbation if somebody else is doing it to you?
No, it's just a hand job.
Masturbate me.
Masturbation must be
But
self-inflicted.
if they do it from behind you.
And if you don't know, and if your hand is cut off, like if you have phantom limb.
If they possess your own hand, yeah.
Yeah, if like if it's some sort of
a soothsayer,
some sort of possession of an appendage possession.
A lot of people suffer from limb possession.
Yeah, it's
a lot
true.
of people.
Don't talk about it enough.
Yeah, people get masturbated by themselves all the time.
Yeah, it's
without,
like
if they're
without
lucky.
their consent.
What?
Yeah, yeah. So it's they put the U in succubus.
Yeah, it's
If you're
true.
lucky.
We put the U
In succubus.
That's nice, Aaron. That's better.
That's better than
That's better than
mailman.
mailman.
Hey, way to go, kid. Way to go, kid.
It's a lot better. So,
Well, you live and you learn.
you live and learn. You live
Way
and
to go,
learn.
Sticks.
So, Matt, tell me what you liked about this character.
Openness to ask for masturbation.
Well, certainly that. But it seemed like his single purpose in life was to be like, what's a thing? Oh yeah, how do I solve that?
He was always tinkering.
Yeah,
I love to tinkle.
soldiering, spying.
That's why he was in tin.
Yeah.
Big tin, daddy.
Not a lot of tailoring.
Tailoring? No, not a lot of. No, in fact, the opposite. He was
Yeah.
actively ruining. it.
Yeah,
Definitely
actually-
some spying.
Yeah.
They wouldn't call it that.
I wouldn't say soldiering, but he was down for the cause.
Yeah.
And Mountbatten, he was kind of his rabbi a little bit, it seems.
Yes. Well, he was called one of the backroom boys.
Ooh.
Yeah, he's a backroom boy, Johnny.
Back rooms back. All right.
But because of Mountbatten, his ideas, especially the Habakkuk, were
And it was
were
never
taken. Were basically mainstream. New York Times knew who he was. All of these newspapers knew
Fuck
who
off,
he
really?
was. Yes, they called him one of the backroom boys.
And were they going public with like war plans during the war?
Well, there was a project that big where all these people are trying to build a ice freighter.
ship. Yeah.
The word gets out, and so the multiple and they were building it in America. Roosevelt was on with the idea so much that it was being built in America.
With those
lips
good
did not-
American freezers.
Yeah. Those
And-
loose lips did not sink ice ships.
And his dog sled, his guerrilla warfare idea
Oh, with the impregnation of insects?
was also
Oviduct
had
gun?
also been Americans had also approved of that. And
Yes.
he had the first time he came to America was to talk about
Sell
that.
his alien
and you can only imagine.
semenizing gun.
Yeah, you can only imagine how well he was received by the American generals.
I was the one that came up with the single track shit.
Hey,
Yeah.
you
Later
know,
on, y'all.
you know the face hugger rifle? That was me. I'm Xenomorpheus. Hi. Take the red pill.
That's so stupid. Shut up.
I didn't invent the fucking
Dude,
thing.
you're on a roll tonight of just like the
Dumbest shit ever. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're just joining us, I'm on a roll tonight with the dumbest shit ever. Why don't you write into John and tell him how much you hate or love it?
Yeah. Right in about
I think it's 50-50.
50-50 is generous.
To who? You?
But yes, I thoroughly enjoyed the
I love the open-mindedness.
the audit. Like he never fit in. He never tried to fit in, but he made his own path out of just the ideas he had, and he said, "I'm just gonna follow those."
What about this?
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing is that, like, the way a lot of us, like, eccentrics can get away with, having the wrinkly suit is to be like, they're really excited about the idea and talking about it. And then you can get some guy in a nice pressed, hot,
Hugo Boss.
metal adorned, military outfit, real chubbed up. And you get him to listen with just sheer enthusiasm.
Well, look at that. That's part of the currency.
Part of the currency
Yes,
of charisma is enthusiasm.
But especially with the military.
Yes.
Oh, they love an enthused lackey. Fall guy.
But
even.
this will work.
I didn't come up with it.
This-
The fucking guy in the wrinkled corduroy did.
This will work.
Enough. Yeah.
This
it'll
guy
work.
says it'll work.
Yeah.
I would love to see some ice ships.
Dude, ice ships? Come on.
Yeah, and if the Norwegians could
you imagine the bars on the ship?
like,
You ever been to one of those ice bars?
No.
Never been
they
one of
sound
those
nice.
ice bars?
no, are you gonna keep asking?
I'm asking him, and then I'm asking you. He said no. You've been all over the world.
I haven't been to an ice bar. Have you been to an ice bar,
I
Aaron?
have been to an ice bar.
Where?
In Barcelona, and then also... I think
And it's made of ice.
Ice Barcelona?
Yeah.
The whole bar.
Yes.
Just the bar.
Well, it's... I mean, when I say bar, I mean the establishment.
The
The
whole
whole
place-
establishment is frozen.
The whole place is made of ice.
Yeah.
Ice, water.
Yeah, water ice, yeah. And you go in, and, like, you gotta fucking wear a fucking thing.
Get the fuck out of here, really?
I'm swear to God.
Yeah. It's going to be cold in there.
Oh, no,
And-
you think I'm objecting to you gotta wear a thing?
Yes.
This guy loves wearing
You
a
said
thing.
really?
He wears a pea coat in the whole fucking summer.
He said I got to wear a coat, and you said really?
No, that there's really a place made of ice is what I was saying.
Dude, haven't you seen the Penguins Iceberg Lounge? Very similar.
There's been multiple.
This question's for the penguin.
Do you have, is there a dress code?
Do you smell? Do you smell like fish?
Oh, God.
Anyways.
That guy's nose tastes good.
What I'm getting at is, like, I bet the commissary/bar area of one of these ice battleships is fucking exquisite.
I bet it is. I bet
Probably.
it is. Probably serving a lot of ceviche.
I would hope so.
If you're lucky.
God willing.
Herring,
If
even.
you're lucky.
God willing.
I'll have the herring ceviche. On the rocks, of course.
I like it raw and wriggling.
Oh God. Oh.
Oh, baby, I like it raw.
Baby, I like it raw. Baby, I like it raw.
This was really fun.
Yeah, it's just really fun.
This guy was really eccentric.
Yeah.
He's a whack
It's-
job.
Yeah. Yeah. More so than most people in this this book. He's he
little
fell in
off.
categories, especially the sexual stuff. That was a
I love the sexual
and that was from
stuff.
Hemming. That was a great find. I'm really glad I found the one where he said, "May I see your breasts?"
May I juggle your tater?
Will you fuck with me? No. Why?
Matt, that's an excellent profile.
Thank
It was
you.
wonderful.
Really enjoy it. I think we are going to fuck off. I'm going to say goodnight. My name is John Fahey.
My name is Aaron Pita, and I'm gonna fucking get a tattoo on my leg.
You won't do shit.
Remember so.
Good night, everybody. We love you.
Good night.
Starburns Audio.